Hello and welcome to week 2 of EDU 521, Educational Research and Applications. First thing, thank you for posting your videos. I have started reviewing them. They are so far so great. It's great to hear about the topic that you guys are all considering exploring in this course and onwards in 590. So our focuses for week 2 are selecting your topic and your research question, and then navigating Concordia's online library, beginning with ProQuest and the ERIC databases. And it is helpful to use more than one database. I strongly agree with this sentiment. I think that you'll find different things depending on the database you use. Different colleges and research institutions use different databases when they post their completed articles. And then just making sure to use APA correctly. So for choosing a topic, it's all about finding a sweet spot where the topic is not too broad and neither is it too narrow. You want to be able to find a good chunk of research that is either directly related to or closely related to your topic, but you also don't want to have to read 2,000 articles to kind of cover the foundational research of where you're at on this. And you want to look at the number of variables. The less, the better. Ideally, in a perfect world, we would change one thing and see what happened to the outcome. However, in education, that's not really possible, as we change one thing, but we don't know what else is changing in the students' lives. And we want to make sure we connect to the program essential question, which is right over here on the left. In light of what is known about how children learn, how shall professional educators best promote resiliency and recovery for the children and their families who have experienced traumatic events? Just a reminder on your assignment, some people have already got the CITI done. That is excellent. Keep it up. If you find yourself with a little extra time and you want to knock something out so that you don't have to worry about it week 8, that is a great thing to work ahead on. Your proposal of your research topic paper is due week 3. And we will talk more about that at the beginning of the week, but you can look at the syllabus for now. And then your literature review will be due week 7. Sorry, motion censored lights. This week, we just have a discussion board. And a reminder, please don't post responses to discussion boards prior to the beginning of each learning week unless you have reached out to me specifically ahead of time. All discussion boards, initial posts are due Thursday. Please include at least one in-text citation if you can. And your responses to your peers are due on Saturday. There are 20 points available every week. 18 of them will break down to the discussion board and 2 of them will break down to your initial remarks. Though probably all 20 will actually be counted on the discussion board, but know that 2 of them are for responding to the initial remarks. Ideally, we're looking for at least 200 words for your initial response and at least 100 words to your responses to peers. And please include in-text citations and references in APA format, unless I otherwise say so. I'm going to double check the total points for the course to see if this is the case, but it is possible that it'll be 20 points for the discussion boards and 10 for initial responses. So please just make sure that you respond to my initial remarks and your discussion boards. It is quite a bit of points. And that is how we interact in this type of course. So resources in, D2L or Brightspace. In the course materials, we should have the APA 7th edition materials, including a chart, headings, and template. I will be posting my dissertation. Please know that I am not a writer. It is not perfect, but it at least gives you an idea what the end game is if you go on from a master's to a doctorate. This week, please read Galvin chapters 2, 3, and 4, Lambert chapter 1. Look over some APA resources, and make sure you get your discussion boards posts done by Thursday and your replies by Saturday. Work on some CITI modules if you have some time, and start looking ahead at your assignments and working on that assignment that is due week 3. So your discussion board post for this week is, what are some ways to narrow the topic in your research? What are some specific searches you have narrowed and or broadened into your research experience? Secondary question, if you want to respond to that in the same one, is what are primary sources of information and what are secondary sources of information? And describe the discernment process needed to determine what sources you should use in a literature review. And here is an example of a pretty decent research question. How do restorative practices impact school climate for students in high school settings who have experienced traumatic events? And for this video, please respond to this question. Can you please post 2 to 3 variations of or ideas for your research question? Please comment on at least one of your peers with ideas on refinement of the question. It is often a great idea to workshop these with others. I will say for my own dissertation, the core focus stayed the same, but the question probably changed about 10 to 15 times before it was finalized. And most of that was just changing a word here or a word there to be clearer while trying to stay concise and not have a 6-sentence long research question. So if you have any questions, please email me. I'm going to try to get my dissertation put up into the course content. Again, it is just a sample, but there's an entire chapter in there that is a literature review, which is what assignment, the big assignment for this course is to write a literature review. No, the dissertation literature review is a lot longer than the one that you guys are required to write, but formatting, headings, general flow should be a good example of what you need to do. So have a great week. I hope everybody is enjoying their 4th of July weekend. I know that we are getting a lot of rain where I'm at. We actually just got rained off of a golf course in the last half hour, so that was a great time. But happy 4th of July, and looking forward to seeing your work as we move forward.